When Blue Lights first aired on BBC One on the 27th of March 2023, few could have predicted just how quickly it would establish itself as one of the most compelling and authentic police procedurals of recent years. Created by Declan and Adam Patterson and directed by Giles Banner, the series is set in present-day Belfast, following frontline officers of the Police Service of Northern Ireland, known as the PSNI, stationed at the fictional Blackthorn Station. Across these three critically acclaimed seasons, with the fourth already commissioned, the show has blended grounded storytelling, political nuance, and deeply human character work into drama that feels as real as it is gripping. At its core, Blue Lights begins with three probationary officers, Grace Ellis, Annie Conlon, and Tommy Foster. Through their eyes, the audiences are introduced to the complexities of policing in Northern Ireland, a place where history is never far beneath the surface. Series 1 focuses on their baptism of fire, navigating a profession where, as the creators describe, the odds are stacked against them. By Series 2, the same characters return, more experienced, but no less vulnerable, dealing with escalating tensions and a loyalist feud threatening to destabilise Belfast. By Series 3, the show expands further, deepening its exploration of intelligence policing, organised crime, and institutional pressure. The beauty of the narrative lies in its restraint. This isn't a sensationalized cop show. Instead, it thrives on quiet tension, moral ambiguity, and the everyday bravery of its ordinary officers. What truly sets Blue Lights apart is its setting. Belfast is not just a backdrop, it's a character in its own right. The creators, both Belfast natives, aim to portray the city authentically, capturing both its vibrancy and its lingering scars from the Troubles. The series reflects the unique dangers faced by the PSNI officers, with the policing often described as akin to trench warfare, highlighting the persistent tension and the threat that still exists today. This context adds layers rarely seen in police dramas. The show doesn't just explore crime, it examines identity, community division, and the fragile balance of modern Northern Irish society. The casting is one of the show's greatest strengths, blending established actors with emerging talent. Siân Brooke as Grace Ellis, a former social worker turned police officer, balances motherhood with a dangerous career, while her relationship with Martin McCann Stevie Neal adds another element to the show. Stevie is a complex, quietly intense officer who becomes central to the story. Then we have Katherine Devlin as Annie Conlon, a Catholic recruit grappling with identity and loyalty. Nathan Braniff as Tommy Foster, an eager but often overwhelmed rookie. Richard Dornimer as Jerry Cliff, a veteran officer who anchors the first season. Andy Osho as Sandra Cliff, bringing authority and emotional depth. And Joanne Crawford as Helen McNally, a tough but fair superior. The ensemble evolves across the seasons, with promotions, departures, and new arrivals reflecting the natural progression of police life. Notably, the writers consulted nearly 30 real-life police officers to shape these characters, ensuring authenticity in both behaviour and dialogue. Development for Blue Lights began as early as 2019 with a pilot and writer's room commissioned before the COVID-19 pandemic forced production adjustments. Filming eventually commenced in 2022 across Belfast and surrounding areas. Produced by Two Cities Television, supported by Northern Ireland Screen, the show was envisioned as a darkly funny yet deeply authentic portrayal of policing. The creators emphasized a character-driven approach rather than relying on procedural cliches, a decision that clearly paid off. From its debut, Blue Lights received widespread acclaim, was given a 91% Rotten Tomatoes rating for Season 1 and a 93% Rotten Tomatoes rating for Season 2. The Guardian called it one of the best shows of the year, while the Daily Telegraph awarded it 5 stars, highlighting its flawless scripting. The Financial Times praised its fresh perspective on policing, and the Times described it as subtle, intelligent, and tonally excellent. While some critics noted moments of gloom or formula, the overwhelming consensus is clear: Blue Lights is a standout in a crowded genre. The series' quality has also been reflected in its award success. In 2025, it won Best Drama Series at the Broadcast Awards, and of course it would also go on to win Best Drama Series at the 2025 British Academy Television Awards. At the 2026 Royal Television Society Awards, it would also win Best Drama, and has received multiple nominations including Best New Drama and Acting categories. Richard Dornimer also won Best Supporting Actor at the IFTA Awards, underlining the strength of the performances. The show has also achieved consistent ratings, above 4 million viewers every season, demonstrating both its popularity and staying power. Now some interesting trivia notes. The term peelers used in the show dates back to Robert Peel, who was a British Conservative statesman and twice Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, and a central architect of modern British governance. He also founded the Metropolitan Police and shaped the early Conservative Party, leaving a durable impact on law enforcement and political reform. Siân Brooke's father was a real police officer. Grace Ellis's Midlands background mirrors Brooke's real-life origins in Lichfield. The series was released shortly after the attempted murder of a real PSNI officer, DCI John Caldwell, in February 2023, an off-duty police officer who received serious injuries after being shot in front of his son at a sports complex. Patterson paid tribute to Caldwell, saying the attack was a reminder of just why the show is so important. Many Belfast-born cast members helped contextualize the region's history for others. adding to the show's authenticity. The character of Grace Ellis is a mother of a teenager who made the decision in her 40s to leave her job as a social worker and join the police service. This decision is dubbed the biggest gamble of her life, as she straddles the fine line between personal and professional. Her fellow rookies, Annie Conlon and Tommy Foster, were both inspired by real people Lorne and Patterson met while writing the characters for the series. The three rookie characters were written as an element of innocence and naivety for the first season. Lorne and Patterson suggested the appeal of the series was the great universality of its themes, coupled with its slice-of-life view of Belfast. The writers further added that due to being set in modern-day Belfast, the officers would face a very specific set of policing problems from a legacy of sectarian violence. They wanted to portray Belfast differently to the usual way, to step away from the black and white representation of Belfast, saying, "We think it shows the city in a way that's never been shown before in terms of the bad, the good, and the kind of vibrancy of it, and the problems of it." Now, what makes Blue Lights resonate even more is how it connects with the viewers on a personal level. This is an incredibly well-made series, beautifully shot and well put together by people you can see had a lot of passion in making it. What makes it more interesting than just your normal police drama is the fact that it is set in Belfast. What distinguishes it from the more conventional police procedurals is not just the storytelling, but the depth of its world. The series goes beyond crime solving, offering a layered exploration of a place, its history, and the people who live within it. At its core, the show's greatest strength lies in its authenticity. Every performance feels natural and unforced, creating an atmosphere so grounded that it often resembles a documentary rather than scripted drama. The writing and direction work in harmony with the cast to produce something that feels lived in and real, rather than staged and overly dramatized. The characters themselves are central to this success. They are not presented as flawless heroes, but as complex individuals navigating difficult circumstances. Grace Ellis in particular embodies this balance, at times frustrating, yet consistently believable and well portrayed. This human imperfection adds the realism and makes the characters more relatable and compelling. Ultimately, Blue Lights succeeds because it avoids the temptation of spectacle. Instead of relying on exaggerated drama, it focuses on characters, environment, and emotional truth. By grounding its narrative in the realities of Belfast and the lingering impact of the Troubles, the series delivers something far more meaningful than standard entertainment. It offers insight and understanding. Quietly but confidently, Blue Lights has established itself as one of the most defining police dramas of its generation. With the fourth series on the way, it continues to prove that the most powerful storytelling comes not from excess, but from honesty and restraint. Blue Lights gets a 9 out of 10. So what did you think of Blue Lights? Please let me know down in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe.